Okay, get yourself ready for your morning practice. Sit yourself on a lift and then come into good cross leg position, swastikasana. Feel that you are level at the seat bones and that you feel level underneath the feet. Hold on to your knees and then hold on to your knees and lift up into the chest. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Spend a few moments focusing on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if you can. Just filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Observe that with the in-breath, the chest naturally rises upwards and outwards, so allow that action to continue and encourage it even, so that you can breathe without resistance. So the chest puffs up with the in-breath and relaxes with the out-breath. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just listen to the sound of your breath as it enters and as it exits. Keep pulling against the knees to encourage the back chest to move in towards the front chest, to make the back as straight as you can. Release your knees, bring your hands into namaste. Make space in the armpits as you do. Lengthen from the armpits into the elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on filling your lungs from the bottom to the top, focusing on the lifting up and outwards of the chest with the in-breath, and observing the relaxation of the chest with the out-breath. Draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with your chest, lifting your chest up to meet your chin, drawing your shoulders really consciously away from the ears so that you really lengthen out the back of your neck. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. Release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Draw the shoulders again away from your ears. Lift in the front chest. Bring the tips of the thumb in contact with the tips of the index fingers. Just a gesture of wisdom, peacefulness, and physical intelligence that we can carry into our practice. That's an intention. Just raise your chin from the chest and then allow your eyes to softly open. Stretch your arms down to the floor really consciously. Have your fingertips on the floor and then elevate the heart area upwards. Turn the palms all the way out. So if you can't reach the floor, put a couple of blocks underneath your hands. Try and have your hands reasonably wide apart so that you're not kind of crushed too much in the armpit chest. So if you need a couple of blocks in which to just give you that a little additional space, then use it. Turning the palms outwards. Rotating the crease of the elbow out to the sides of the room so that you broaden the collarbone. And then draw your chin forwards and down to meet your chest, keeping the shoulders down away from your ears, keeping the fingertips on the floor, keeping the crease of the elbows facing outwards. Take a deep inhalation with an exhalation, raise the chin to the ceiling. Turning the crease of the elbows to face the sides of the room. Staying on the fingertips. With an exhalation, draw the chin down and back to the chest. Jalandhara bandha connection. Chin to the chest. Chest up to the chin. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. And then back up to the ceiling with the chin. And then release. Just relax your arms for a moment. Bring the hands onto the knees. And again, try and pull the back of the body in towards the front of the body. So not just the back chest in towards the front chest. The back spine into the abdomen. Drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. Turn the palms outwards and just press the backs of your hands onto your knees. Lift up into your chest. And then draw your right ear over towards your right shoulder, but keeping the shoulders away from your ears, feeling that intense stretch down that left side of the neck. Keep the hands really pressing firmly into the knees, keeping the palms open, keeping the crease of the elbows rotating to the front of the room. Come back to the center and over to the left. Just stretching out your neck. Keeping the hands pressing firmly into the floor, moving the back of the body into the front of the body. And then come back to the center. Just relax your arms this time. Just have your hands on your knees, palms on your knees. And then again, just lengthening out that left side of the neck as you bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Try not to lean over to one side. Come back to the center and then over to the left. So when I say lean over to one side, try not to let the left buttock bone become heavier than the right. So keep the seat bones level. So when we're just holding onto the knees like this, it feels less kind of stable in the base. Come back to the center. Again, turn the palms to face outwards. Press really firmly against the knees. Lift up into the chest and then just turn the neck just around to the right side. Hold, pushing onto the knees, lifting the chest, drawing the back of the body into the front of the body. come back to the center, and then the chin over to the left, and then come back to the center. This time stretch to the blocks or the floor, be on the fingertips again, turning the palms all the way out, lifting up into the chest, and then turn into the right, and then back to the center, and then turn to the left. Keep the belly button drawing towards the spine so you don't overdo the lumbar, and then come back to the center. Then hold onto your knees, and then, like you're doing the cat pose, roll onto the back edge of the seat bones, and then just round your back. Bring the chin down to meet the chest, broadening out the shoulder blades. And then, just like you're doing the cow pose, roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, and then elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just take some deep inhalations, some deep exhalations, listening to the sound of the breath. And then turn to the right side, but this time keeping the neck really still, just looking forwards and turning from the shoulders and the ribs and the abdomen. Try and get the belly button to point towards that right knee. Use each subsequent exhalation to intensify the turn. Use each in-breath to bring energy to the turn. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, and then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the center. Just come off your lift and come into Adho Mukha Virasana just for a moment. Initially, just sit back on your heels. Just feel how the feet come down, or the shins connect to the ground. Just have a little wriggle about in the heels so that your inner heels roll out, so that your inner heels are kind of in contact with the outside edge of the buttocks. Lift up into the chest. Push the shin bones into the shin skin. Push the shin bone into the shin skin so that the thighs activate. Once the thighs have activated, then elevate the heart area upwards. Keep the seat bones down in contact with your heels if you possibly can. Come forwards, hinging at the hips. Come forwards and keep the seat bones down. Keep stretching into your arms. And then finally bring your forehead down. Spread your fingers. Spread your palms. Turn the tailbone in. Listen to the breath. The more you can lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor, down towards the heels, the more you can broaden the lower lumbar and the sacrum spine outwards, broadening it out, stretching out into the lower back. Lengthen from the armpits into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms, into the fingertips. Just listen to the breath. Just working in the hands to maintain the connection between the seat bones and the heels. Just bring your arms out wide, so keep your head down, bring your arms out in line with your shoulders. Press in the fingertips into the floor. Press the fingertips firmly into the floor, lifting the palms away from the floor, but have the fingertips on the floor. Try and press the hands really, the fingertips really firmly into the floor. And then bring the hands either side of the legs, either side of the feet, and then again press the fingertips into the floor. It might feel really heavy on your head, so lengthen the shoulders away from your ears. And then stretch your arms away again, just in normal Adho Mukha virasana. Just listening to the breath. Lift your head, come up onto your fingertips, just make some space on your side, at the side, to either side if you can. Keep the seat bones down on the heels, lift up into the chest, and then walk your hands over to the right side. Feeling that intense stretch along the left side of the trunk. Work really deeply to extend into that left arm as well as the right arm, but the left arm particularly. Try and keep the seat bones down. They're unlikely to stay down in this position, but if you can keep them down, then do. Keep working them down to the floor. And then come back to the center. Keep the head lifted, keep the seat bones down if you can, and then walk the hands over to the left. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then come back to the center. Just come back into Adho Mukha virasana, just stretching out the spine. Have the hands as wide apart as the mat. So just with your feeling, bring the tips of the little finger onto the edge of the mat. Just feel that it's on the edge of the mat. And then stretch the thumbs towards each other. So we can kind of see with our feeling, we can see where our hands are. It's like when we put our hand in our pocket, or into your handbag, and you can, without seeing what's in there, you can differentiate between your wallet and your keys and your phone and whatever else is in your pocket. So you don't have to see it, you can feel that it's there. So we can bring that innate sense of seeing through touch, seeing through feeling into our yoga practice. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then come up into dog down. Press the palms into the floor, really deeply into the floor. Spread in the fingers, tilting the tailbone and the seat bones up towards the ceiling, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards at the same time. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Focusing on inhalations and exhalations, listening to the sound of the breath. Keep your hands where they are, keep your feet where they are, and then swing your hips forwards. Bring the crease of the elbows to face the front, push into your heels, and then lift the abdomen, lift the chest. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. The crease of the elbows facing the front, pushing deeply into the heels of the feet. And then back up into dog down. Observe your internal balance. Are the legs working evenly with each other? Are the legs working evenly with the arms, with the torso? Step your feet forward. Just come up into a standing position. And then have some blocks for underneath your hands. Bring your feet as wide apart as the mat. Have your hands on your hips for a moment. Lift up into the chest. With your hands on your hips, lengthen your elbows away from your shoulders. Elbows away from the shoulders. And then squeeze the elbows towards each other. And then lengthen the hands down to the floor. Stretch your arms beyond your ears. That's not beyond your ears, beyond your hips. And then squeeze an imaginary box of air. Squeeze an imaginary box of air. Lift up into the chest. And then interlock, bend your elbows, interlock the fingers behind your back. And then see if you can keep the hands interlocked and then straighten the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades really determinedly together. And then see if you can lift your arms away from the seat bones. Lift up into the chest. Now this is really strong for a bad back. So if you've got a bad back, then just release your arms and bring your hands onto your hips and then come down that way. Otherwise, we're going to come forwards, hinging at the hips. And then when we're halfway, project into the chin and the chest. Extend the chin towards the wall in front of you like your head is magnetically attracted towards it. And then continue to try and bring your arms up to the ceiling. Hit the legs back so that your weight is in your heels. Lift the seat bones, project the chin and the chest forwards. Just gently release the arms, bring the hands onto the blocks. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So if you want to come down lower, then rather than bringing the blocks lower, this time we're going to go wider with the blocks. So either keep the blocks underneath your shoulders, or if you want to go down lower than this, while keeping the legs straight, keeping the spine straight, bring the blocks wider apart. Keep lengthening the chest away. Keep hitting the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs. Keep lengthening the arms away. Keep pressing the fingertips into the blocks, fingertips, not heels of hands. And then just coming wider and wider with the blocks. Keep the legs hitting back. Keep projecting the chin and the chest forwards. And then if you can bring your hands to the floor or reach around the backs of your heels, continuing to keep that broad chest that you had when your arms were wide, and then drawing the body through the legs. And then to come back, just bring the hands underneath the shoulders like you're in just typical Ardha Uttanasana, keeping the legs working as they were in dog down. Even action in the legs. And then bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into Tadasana. Just listen to the breath. Listen to the sound of the in-breath and the out-breath. Turn the palms all the way out. Activate the kneecaps. Activate the thighs. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. So that the backs of the thighs turn outwards, so that you can gently tuck the tailbone in. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step the feet apart just for trikonasana. So trikonasana is nearly always the first standing pose because we just stretch out the hips and the legs. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out, lift up into the chest, and then come over into trikonasana on the right side. Just feel where the body is in 3 dimensions. Just observe the feeling of the pose, like putting your hand into your pocket and differentiating between the items in your pocket. Just feel where the body is in 3 dimensions. Have a look down. Is your head over your foot? If it's not, then lift the chest a little more. Squeeze the front leg buttock bone forwards a little more. Hit the back leg towards the back of the room. Breathe gently. Soften the jaw. Soften the tongue. Just lift out of the feet into the legs, into the hips, into the spine, into the arms, into the head. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the center, just swap the feet around. So the right leg, the right toes are turned in slightly, the left leg and foot all the way out, tighten the kneecaps of both legs, especially that front leg, and then come back over to the left. Feel where there is resistance, inevitable resistance. And if there's resistance in the front leg, then try and activate the back leg in that same area of where the resistance is happening in the left leg. Try and activate the right leg to even it out. And then come back to the center. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets at the same time. Okay, and then relax for a moment. So this next pose, you need to be close to a wall. And you're going to have, it's a bit, I can't read, I'm just going to show you here, but I'm not going to do it here because my head, there's not enough room for my head. But you're going to be at arm's length away from the wall. You're going to come into Tadasana, and then you're going to lengthen the armpit away from the heel of the hand, but stretch into the heel of the hand. The fingers really deeply stretch up into the, away from the heels of the hands, up into the fingertips. So first of all, find a wall. So you're not leaning against the wall. It's almost like your hand is stuck to the wall and you're trying to, if anything, kind of pull it away from the wall. Keep that heel of the hand really firm. Extend deeply into the other arm. Push the heel of the hand into the wall and lengthen the armpit away from the heel of the hand. Push the heel of the hand into the wall and really stretch up into the fingertips. Lift up into the chest. Keep the arms straight, keep the legs straight, keep the legs in Tadasana. Turning the tailbone in, pushing the arm into the wall. And then soften, turn the palm so that the fingers are pointing behind you. And then same thing, push the heel of the hand into the wall, lengthen into the fingertips, lift up into the chest. I think this is going to be better here. You can probably see a bit better as well. Length, push the heel of the hand into the wall, lengthen from the heel of the hand into the armpit, lengthen from the heel of the hand into the fingertips. And then relax, turn the palm, keep the heel of the hand shoulder height, keep the palm pressing into, keep the heel of the hand pressing into the wall, lengthen the fingertips down to the floor. Push the heel of the hand into the wall, lengthen from the heel of the hand into the armpit. Press the palm into the floor. And then bring the fingers to face the front. Obviously, you'll have to turn the hand all the way the other way round. You won't be able to kind of keep rotating. So push the heel of the hand into the wall, pressing the heel of the hand, pressing the palm and the finger knuckles into the wall, lengthening the fingers away from the shoulder. Push the armpit away from the heel of the hand. Okay, and then relax. And then turn and do the other side. So if you're doing this, so fingers pointing upwards first, if you're doing this with real intensity, then you should feel kind of quite a strong response in the shoulder. Push the heel of the hand into the wall, press the finger knuckles into the wall, lengthen the fingers away from the heel of the hand. The heel of the hand is shoulder height. The elbow is straight. The legs and the chest are in, and the other arm is in Tadasana. Bring the fingers to face the front. Push the heel of the hand into the floor, into the wall. Lengthen from the heel of the hand into the armpit. And then we have to turn the hand so the fingers to go backwards. Or just keep turning the hand. I went forwards first for some reason with that one, so I've got to go backwards with this one. So maybe you're doing the same. Really working that heel of the hand and the finger knuckles into the wall, lengthening the armpit away, and then turn the fingers down. Keeping the rest of the body deeply in Tadasana. And then gently release, and then come back to your mat. Just come into Tadasana. Turn the palms of the hands all the way out, lift up into the chest. Just feel the openness perhaps of the chest. And then bring your feet hip width apart. If you've got a bad back, then rather than going all the way down, just bring your hands onto a lift like this and then come into uttanasana that way. Don't go all the way down. Otherwise, we're going to come into uttanasana, feet hip width apart, toes turned in. Raise your arms, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, and then hinge at the hips. And then hang down. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then release your hands down to the floor, and then bend your knees if you need to. Walk your hands forwards, bring your hands shoulder width apart, have your feet hip width apart, and then come into Adho Svanasana. Just feel if there is any difference in your shoulders, in the pose. Just push your hands into the floor, lift out of the hands into the arms, into the hips. Activate the legs. From here, we're going to come into rajakapotasana. So if you don't want to come into it from dog down, just come down onto your knees. So down onto your hands and knees like this, and then just follow the rest of the instructions. Otherwise, come into it from dog down. So either on your hands and knees or from dog down. Swing the right knee forwards, bring that knee forwards to make contact with the right wrist, with the foot underneath the left thigh, left hip, and then stretch that left leg away. Come up into your fingertips, and then initially work that back leg like you're doing Tadasana. So turn the front of that thigh of the back leg inwards like you're doing Tadasana, so the back of the thigh broadens outwards. Feel that the hips are level. You'll feel that in the rest of the spine. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Turn the crease of the elbows forward so you can bring your hands a bit wider apart if you need to do that. Lengthen the knees away from each other. Keep that back leg in a firm Tadasana. Bring the palms of the hands down, turn your toes under, and then either just step yourself back into all fours, or turn the toes under that back foot and then step yourself back up into dog down. So whichever feels most appropriate for you. Just observe your breath. Come down onto your knees if you're dog down, if you're not doing rajakapotasana from dog down. Bend that left knee and then swing it forwards, make contact with the left wrist, with that left knee, and then walk the right leg away. Have the left foot underneath the hip of the right side. And then reactivate that back leg. Turn the front of the thigh inwards so that the back of the thigh broadens outwards so that your hips come level. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Work into that intense stretch along the right side of the torso. And then palms flat onto the floor, turn your toes under, and then either back onto all fours and then up into dog down, or just come from there directly up into dog down, Adho Svanasana. And then come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. Just spend a moment to observe the energy that you have released through your practice so far. That feeling of deep intense energy that releases from the bones and into the muscles. And then gently come forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana. So keeping the seat bones down on the heels if you possibly can. If bringing your head down in Adho Mukha Virasana makes you lose contact between the seat bones and the heels, then put a block underneath your head. Or you can always put a folded blanket or a block between the seat bones and the heel. And then push your hands into the floor underneath your shoulders, and then sit yourself back up into, just back onto your heels. And then come into cross legs, or if you do half Padmasana, you can go into half Padmasana. Sit on a lift if you sink in the chest. If you sit directly on the floor and you kind of round in the back like you're doing the cat pose, then sit on a lift. But otherwise, hold onto your knees. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listen into the breath, feeling that you can really elevate the front chest up towards the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down. Filling your lungs from the bottom to the top. Emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. And then turn to the right side, digging the back hand firmly into the floor, drawing your abdomen from the left to the right, trying to get the belly button to point at that right knee and beyond it. Lift up into the heart area, turn the abdomen and the ribs and the shoulders. And then come back to the centre, hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the centre. Just come down onto your back and come into supta, baddha konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart, and then guide yourself down onto the floor. Push the heels together, lengthen the toes away from the heels. Push the outside edge of the foot firmly together, lengthen from the hips up into the armpits. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands, turn the palms all the way out. And then lengthen your arms along the floor. If there's any stiffness in your shoulders, then put a block or a folded blanket underneath your hands just to support your shoulders. So press the heels together, lengthen into the toes. Press the outside edge of the heels together so that you really activate the hips. Lengthen from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms. Release your arms, just swap the interlock of your fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and then again lengthen your arms along the floor. And then gently release, just rest your hands on your lower ribs, let the feet fall apart a little, let the knees fall apart a little. Just allow yourself to release deeply into the floor. And then gently bring your knees together. Bring your knees together, have the feet apart, just resting out your spine. Hold on to the edges of the mat either side of the hips, bend your knees in towards your chest, and then stretch the legs up to the ceiling in viparita karanhi. Just bring in a gentle inversion. Observe the freedom around the shoulders and the neck and the hips. Okay, bend your knees, bring your feet back down onto the floor. So just a brief inversion. Get a blanket, a folded blanket for underneath your head. Just come up onto your elbows, make sure you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of your mat. And then gently allow body to release into the floor. Just let the arms and the legs relax. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs so that the body just becomes heavy on the floor. Let the body become heavy and observe that feeling of energetic lightness radiating from the bones and into the muscles, into the organs, into the flesh and the skin, which of course are both organs. So allow that energetic lightness to penetrate deeply into the muscles and the organs. just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. And then bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest, just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then gently roll over onto your right side. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position, a final cross legs. With your hands in Namaste, a final spinal lift. Draw in your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Samanic breath that brings consciousness to the energy that you have released through your practice. So be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the back bends and the twists and the reclining poses and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Be conscious of the energy you have released through your practice, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connect the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our day. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open, and the focus to gently come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you have transformed your energy, giving yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.